Formula One leaves Monte Carlo and travels to the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix. With the cancellation of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, Monaco was round 6. Now it's round 7 here in Spain. Up next, Canada and then Austria before the British Grand Prix in the early part of July. Then we go to Hungary and Belgium before the summer break. Netherlands and Italy is back-to-back before Singapore with Japan. Qatar and USA sprint races before a Mexico race. Then we get to Brazil, the final sprint of the year. Last 2 races though in Las Vegas and in Abu Dhabi. In the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen leads on 144 points to Sergio Perez on 105. Fernando Alonso's on 93, followed then by Lewis Hamilton, who's 19 clear now of George Russell. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc have dropped to 6th and 7th. Lance Stroll is 8th. Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly round out the top 10. Lando Norris is in 11th on 12 points, with Nico Hülkenberg on 6, Piastri's on 5, 4 for Bottas, 2 apiece for Zhou Guanyu and Yuki Tsunoda and Kevin Magnussen. Then we get Alexander Albon, the last driver with points. De Vries and Sargent still not scored in 2023. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull Racing now lead on 149 points. Aston Martin have 120. They are 1 point clear now of Mercedes on 119. Ferrari have 90 points as well. Big score in Monaco puts Alpine 5th on 35. McLaren have 17. Haas have 8. 6 for Alfa Romeo, 2 for AlphaTauri, and 1 point only for Williams. Let's take a look at the new modified Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Now just 14 turns and back to its original layout. It's gonna be fun. Out of the last corner then, and boot it hard. Continue with the power as you approach the DRS zone. 8th gear maximum as you hurtle down towards turn number 1. It's the longest run down to the first corner on the calendar, so make sure to pick your braking spots early. Down into 3rd gear, hug the inside 2 curves with a quick flick as well. Then a long sweeping right-hander into turn 3 at Renault. Repsol is turn 4 as well. You'd be surprised how much it comes uphill. Brake down all the way, 4th gear, hug the inside line, then gradually on the accelerator as you come down towards the Seat corner. Back down again into 2nd gear, hug the inside curb, back on the power gently as you go onto the bridge as well. 7 and 8 chicane swoops in as well, flick the car in, first to the right, then the left again, now back up as well. Right-hander coming through into turn 9 at Campsa. Now, turn number 10 is back to how it used to be from a couple of years ago, you might remember as well, creating a new interesting final sector. Sweeps it back into how it was in the old days as well, and instead of the funny chicane at 13, 14, 15, it's now just one sweeping long loop. Take the exit curve full throttle, power into New Holland at much more speed, DRS comes up quicker, it should be about 2 to 3 seconds a lap faster, and that is a lap of the new Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Hello everybody and welcome to free practice number 1 for the 2023 Spanish Grand Prix here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya in Spain. It is the 7th round of the championship as well, despite what Formula One keep trying to push it as round 8. Well, Emilia-Romagna never happened, so China didn't happen, so technically this is round 9. if we go by that logic. But this is the 7th round of the championship as well. So much to look forward to. So much anticipation into this weekend as well. Big upgrades. This is the first time we hit a proper European circuit as well. That isn't a street circuit. That isn't in Azerbaijan, another street circuit. This is the big one. This is hands down the test track as well. Brand new sectors as well. The new turns 13 and 14 complex. Back to how it originally was when the circuit got brought in. No more having this ridiculous situation as well with the quite baffling, to be fair, chicane that was brought in 2007. But now already in alongside me in the commentary box as well, I believe, has Tom just walked in.
Hello.
Hello,
Yes,
Tom.
we'll get ready for camera switch then.
Yeah, well, we'll get ready over here. We'll go over to the battle screen for now. Omi is in the box as well. He had his camera set up just in case, which is always nice to hear. Hello, Tom. Right, here we go then. Spanish Grand Prix weekend once more. First of all, let's get your thoughts on Monaco and the Indy 500.
Well, I didn't watch Monaco unfortunately because I was at Donington Park with the British GT. So
How was that?
I'm afraid I don't have much to say on Monaco. On the Indy 500, it was very, very entertaining. I thought the first sort of half of the race was quite boring, as it usually is, but then it got very entertaining, and I thought the end was not as farcical as you might expect me to say it was. I thought it was probably about fair, and I'm very happy for Joseph Newgarden.
I think you're the only person who might be feeling that way. Okay, Omi, let's get thoughts on you as well. We're on audio, by the way, so don't worry. What are you most looking forward to coming into this one then? We've had an interesting start to the session as well with F3 and F2. What are you looking forward to for F1?
Yep, it's going to be interesting to see, obviously, through the final corner now. Is it going to be flat? So that's going to be dead. It's going to be something definitely that we're going to be looking forward to. Also, some of the upgrades the teams have bought. That's another exciting thing, just like we had in Monaco. So hopefully we're going to have a good race. Weather forecasted for later on in the weekend. So I think it's going to be a great weekend of action here for Formula One.
Josh is here too. Hello, Josh. All getting ready for this evening. I know you're focusing on other things as well, trying to get everything working for the touring cars, because you and Omi are taking that as well. So, going through, what are you making ahead of this weekend?
How on earth do you manage working with this, Josh? It is insane. Anyway, hello everyone.
Tom can testify to that as well. The OBS graphics, Tom.
Oh yes, yeah, it's horrendous.
I'm getting slaughtered here. Right, go on, guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the worst that I've seen, and I don't use OBS often, but I do use it often. Sometimes, maybe. Anyway, F1. As Omi said, the final chicane gone. It's going to be good to see what speeds they reach and what the lap times are in versus what we've seen with the chicane as well.
Should be fun. Should be a lot of fun. I'm just slightly concerned at the moment that we haven't got access to what our timing screens are. So if they don't come available at the start of the session, we will get them all changed up and ready to go by using our F1 delayed timing feed up here in the commentary box as well. We'll open that up on the main display and piggyback on that timing tower for a while until the T feed becomes available. So 60 minutes ahead of us as well. No Simon Lazenby. So here's Natalie Pinkham to give you the details for the rest of the weekend.
Welcome back to the Spanish Grand Prix weekend. Here are all the key timings for you. Practice 1 following very shortly, practice 2 at 3:40 today, and F1 show at 5:15 with Rachel and the gang. Tomorrow we've got practice 3 at 11:15 and quali at 2:15. Sunday race at 2 will be on air from 12:30. And we've got the podcast reflecting on that on Tuesday, right? It's Up to Comms with Rachel and the team.
the Spanish Grand Prix at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, here in Catalonia in Spain. This is going to be absolutely a fantastic venue as well for the first time in a long time. We are no longer on a street circuit. This is a proper purpose-built race course here in Spain, part of our European Championship campaign. Round 7 of the season. They're saying it's round 8, but it's not. Brand new change as well. No more is the Mickey Mouse chicane, and now sweeping third sector back to how it used to be. 56.95% of the lap is spent at full throttle, 2 DRS zones as well. And for the first time since 2004, we are on a layout that is almost identical to when we started here as well. Camps has changed a little bit over the years with the removal of a chicane and the straight added as well. But it does put a load on the tyres. Hardest compounds we've got here. C1, C2, C3 is the white hard, yellow medium, red soft. Alongside that, the drivers have 2 extra set of Pirelli tyres for these 2 Friday practice sessions as well. The tyres that will become available for the British Grand Prix as well later on in July. So the atmosphere is all up there. The atmosphere is tense. Alongside me in the commentary box is Tom Dillon and Josh T. Omi's in the pit lane as well. Tom, good afternoon to you now, actually. And the unthinkable happened. 1, you're here early. Hello. And 2, they've actually listened to the fans and the drivers. They've got the new last corner back to how it used to be. It's good news story at last.
I mean, I appreciate the jab, Josh. I really do. But good morning to you as well. Good afternoon to you as well. Yeah, I mean, it was always a problem, that chicane, because the problem is that the traction zone out of the chicane, you barely had full traction by the time you turned into the next corner, which made following a car impossible. Hopefully now, if that is a flat corner, you can follow a car throughout the entire thing, and it makes the straight an even more dangerous overtaking opportunity with DRS than it perhaps was before.
And Josh as well, it's going to be a lot more power coming through. As you can hear the helicopters up above the circuit as well, flying over as well. But it's got one of the best, I think, grandstands in Formula One. I've been there. It looks absolutely fantastic as well. And it just makes the circuit seem a lot more powerful. And how much are the drivers now going to be thinking, okay, we're back finally on a proper course, because we've had Saudi Arabia, Australia, Azerbaijan, and then we have Monaco. That's 4 street circuits in a row. We haven't been in a proper circuit since Bahrain.
Yeah, well, they love it here, the Barcelona, and they'll love it even more with the exclusion of the Mickey Mouse chicane. And we've had a history of Mickey Mouse today in the commentary box, but we won't go into that, Josh. But Fernando Alonso, one of the Spanish drivers, another being Carlos Sainz, but Fernando Alonso going out with a massive aero rake on the side of the car.
He really is, as well as we look at our driver tracker details as well up here in the commentary box. Fingers crossed that this can be an interesting session. No, 10's in the pit lane.
Natively pointing at the screen and at the Ferrari just then.
Yeah, so they got the new side pod layout, the new design for a new concept for this race. So that's their upgrade, along with a few other tweaks to the car. So many of you would have noticed just in that shot, that the sculpted design has gone. So that kind of water slide effect that they had in between the side pod, that's gone. It's now very
The
flat.
Bubby Bell, as Ted likes to call it.
There are other cheeses available,
There are.
I'm sure. But yeah, it's a very different look to the side pod.
Well, as you can see there, 2 additional sets of the new Pirelli hard tyre will be available to test in FP1 and FP2 before their introduction at the British Grand Prix. And Pirelli tell us this is due to increased performance of this year's...
And the green light is on, and we are underway for this practice session here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. We've got a new timing tower while F1 TV plays around with everything as well. Fingers crossed it's going to be working soon, because at the moment that's all we've got is a blank screen. So we've taken the delayed timing feeds operational status as well, and hopefully that'll be loading. However, that's working. The T feed isn't. So it looks like we might just be going completely off kilter here without a timing tower. But there's Fernando Alonso. And as I said earlier on, a great stat from Laura Winter. And I'll read it out because I did like it as well. I don't know if anybody else saw it as well, but there's a great little fact that she put out. If my phone wants to work, that is. It chooses at the moment. There's Alonso banners coming through. Okay, so she put there have been 1,086 F1 races. The Spanish Grand Prix will be Alonso's 362nd start. That is exactly, ready? Exactly 33.3% of all races done in F1 history. It's the 33rd race at this circuit. He has garage and pit box number 33, and he's going for his 33rd win. 10 years since his last, and he's on the home soil. She asked the question, Tom, have the stars aligned? Can Fernando Alonso take a race win here today?
No. I thought
honest.
Monaco. I thought Monaco was his opportunity, Josh. I really did. And then I have managed to watch the highlights of that race, by the way. So I'm not totally in the dark. But yeah, I thought Monaco was his opportunity. And to be honest with you, I think that opportunity might have just gone now. You're not going to beat Max Verstappen on a racetrack, I don't think, or by extension of that, the Red Bull cars.
They're not going to do it. They just...
No.
Yeah, all right, well. Josh, are you more positive, or are you like Tom here as well? Just like to show us the negative side of things.
Of course I'm always more positive than Tom. I think everyone's more positive than Tom at sometimes. Sorry, Tom. But Carlos Sainz out on the test tyres, but yes, he can do it.
Tom?
Well, I've actually just seen a tweet that sort of mirrors my emotion on
All right,
this.
okay, never mind.
Oh God, I'm so tired of this every weekend. Eventually, we're going to be in Las Vegas, and they'll be tweeting the red flag in FP1 lasted 33 minutes. Eye emoji.
Well, can I just point out, it's all the Taylor Swift fans. 13, lucky number and all that lot, always going for 13. I don't know, it just works. I've just sent my notes off as well to a friend of mine. That is a Ferrari going quite slowly, coming out the last couple of corners and nearly catching a few issues out there. So fingers crossed, not going to be too bad as we come back up. Yeah, so I'll tell you what, Josh T, if you could let me know, please, when the timing tower decides to work. And that will be very much appreciated as well. Just right.
That was a Ferrari going slow on track. And that is, or this is a Josh.
Yeah?
About to cry.
I've just figured out why our live
I
timing wasn't
have no idea how you cope with this OBS.
It is a mess, isn't it? I do keep saying it's a mess. Let us know when the T feed activates as well so we can rejoin. But this gives us a great example. By the way, this is what we're testing out for next year, these graphics as well. That's something that we might have next year as the F1 delayed feed timing tower, because it's a bit more colourful for everyone. So I suppose we can test it out here this weekend while we just wait to see what's happening with our normal timing tower. But Verstappen ahead of Perez. Verstappen's on 1:17.425. Perez on 1:18.781.
T-feed's live.
T-feed is live. Brilliant. So let's get that activated as well. It's not live for me just yet. Let me refresh it. And then hopefully we get our wonderful data screens back. And it's live. Well, at least we got it tested, eh?
The track maps glitching on the final chicane though.
That's probably why it's been thingied. But anyway, we use the F1 TV, so that's okay. Probably explains why it's been a bit glitchy, the TV coming into it. But there we go. So at least we've got the Chrome extension set up, just in case we ever need it. As we're back with our normal towers. Omi, get a thought on you then, in this early stage of the session. What have you noticed up and down the pit lane then with new upgrades as well? Because I know you've been, like Josh, tweeting and looking over the past 90 minutes or so.
Well, obviously the big one being the Ferrari of Science as well, having the new side pod there, but a lot of different upgrades throughout the pit lane, and a lot of testing obviously being done. Monaco not the best circuit to be testing, so Mercedes gonna get a bit more answers here. I still don't think they're gonna be challenging near the front, but Mercedes are hoping that they can improve. And also, I do think that maybe Alonso will now go in at some point this season. And I don't even know when it's going to be, but at some point maybe this season he'll have at least one win.
New grandstand down at turn number 1 as Lewis Hamilton approaches it as well. He's done a 1:18.192. Gasly's now done a 1:18.109. Verstappen's out there on hard compound tyres, says Gasly. Hamilton's out there on medium. Hulkenberg soft. Medium for Russell, Albon, Piastri and Norris. Everybody else out there on hard compound tyres according to my knowledge as they come through. As we look at Sergio Perez, best qualifying here of 4th, best race of 2nd last year in 2022 as he comes into it. His first sector time's looking okay, second sector's personal best. Tsunoda 1:17.8, so 4/10 off the pace there as it comes through. Timing tower really is taking its time to wake up this morning, isn't it? There's a new last cold 2 corners. So let's see. I want to say, I'm reckoning last year's time. Where is it in my little folder? This is it, remember. Last year at this Grand Prix in Barcelona, the pole time was a 1:18.750. Without that last corner, we've done a 1:17.425. So do you know what I'm going to do, boys, while I ask this question to you? I am going to look at the last time we ran on the complete layout, which is 2003, to see what the pole time was there in the V10 car. So the question I'm going to ask you, and I'll start with you, Tom, is Nick de Vries going to stay at AlphaTauri, or is he going to be kicked out before the summer break?
I think he should do. I mean, I'm a little bit sick and tired of the idea that rookies get 3 days of testing an F1 car, chucked in, told away you go, and then we're already putting pressure on them. He hasn't had any time to do anything yet. Yes, he's last but 1 in the standings, but I don't see what he's been doing that's been particularly horrendous for a rookie in F1. I mean, I know he's 28, but, you know, it's almost like they want to get rid of him.
Yeah, and I agree with you as well, because it's like he's had 3 days of testing plus a race in Monza. That's nothing in this guy. He hasn't had proper experience with it. So I keep saying just let him have some time. Pole position time from Schumacher in 2003, which is the last time we used this layout in total without any changes, was a 1:17.762. Verstappen has just done a 1:16.583. Ergo, yeah.
There's a new hairpin.
Yeah, but the hairpin's on exactly the same layout as what the original was, so it's just about the same. So if you count that as like half a second difference, we're pretty much there. Verstappen's just on 1:17 dead then. So the track is now faster than ever, and I'm loving it because it's back to how it is supposed to be. And I love this circuit because I've been here many a time. Across the line then comes the 16 of Charles Leclerc. Just seeing. They've got a new pagoda tower as well, actually. They've refreshed it this year. Gone is the Calex one. They've changed it up. Increased the gravel track width at turn 1 and 4 for the MotoGP bikes. And this, I don't know, actually, Josh and Tom, I'll get your thoughts on this. Tom first, then Josh. MotoGP, you know, we said this back at the Australian Grand Prix. They want to do it the same weekend as Formula One, as like a joint weekend, obviously IndyCar and NASCAR do. This track and COTA is the only two on the calendar that's identical for MotoGP and F1. So it makes more sense to do it here. As, oh, Martin Brundle's in the pit lane. Okay, this is new. Brundle.
Very much so. I haven't been in here for ages and ages, actually. It's been promoted into Mr. Kravitz's job, which I'm very, very excited about. Just having a bit of a contretemps there with a photographer who thinks that I should keep out of his way. But what I'm looking for is the Ferrari to come in. Everybody has done what they call a live stop so far. That's straight in, change tyres. Interestingly, Sergio Perez for Red Bull didn't spin his wheels on the way out because you're not allowed to change the grip in the pit box in any other way than with the car and spinning your wheels. And if you do that, you've got to rejoin the track as of a few years ago. So very much Charles Leclerc did when he came into his pit box and spun the wheels all the way out to try to lay some rubber on the way out. Could be critical in the race, of course, in terms of just that little bit extra getaway or making sure you're not blocking another driver's pit entry, pit stop, and taking a penalty. Sainz has just gone through, I noticed. So it's interesting that Perez on a brand new set of intermediates that he went out on. So the hard compound tyres that they've got 2 extra sets of today, as Rachel was pointing out, are exactly the same compound, C1, but the carcass of the tyre has got a stronger material in it, because the cars early in the season already by Australia were pulling the kind of corner loads they were expecting with the development by the end of the season. So they've had to beef up the tyres. They'll come in from Silverstone. But so it's exactly the same thing, and apparently the drivers couldn't feel any difference. It's just a stronger material that's making up the carcass of that tyre. And they're getting plenty of laps in today, which you can really tell, because all I'm seeing is cars pounding down the pit straight and very little actually coming into the pit lane. So to be absolutely clear, it's Carlos Sainz, number 55, with the new Ferrari side pods, and we're waiting for a pit stop so we can get nosy and have a good look around it. And Leclerc with the old Ferrari aerodynamic setup with the baby bath, whatever you want to call it, and the gills, the cooling section on the top of the side pod. And Sainz goes past again. So I think probably we'll try and catch him on his in-lap. He left the pit and he's just pounding round and round and round. So we'll wait till he comes in, and I'll give you a shout back.
Thanks, Martin, down there on the track. How great is it to see Martin Brundle in the pit lane as well, guys? That's worth the price of admission there, to see him in the pits. So I take it then, Josh, there's no Ted Kravitz this weekend. Is there a Ted's note?
No Ted.
Right, no Ted's notebook either. Okay. So I think that's fair, though. He has done it. He always takes a couple off this year as well with his two young children. So, yeah, okay. So that means there's no Sam Lazenby, no Ted Kravitz. Usually that always happens. Usually Brundle's not here. So Brundle's come and decided to be here as well. But I'm trying to think who's going to be in the pit lane, because Karun's at Formula E. So Martin and Crofty in the box. Probably they're going to either put Rachel or Naomi in there, or Ant's going to double up. Ant's here, so he could double up and put him in the pit lane. That'd be fun. So that'll be good. I tell you what, though, Tom, it's quite like our team this weekend as well. All over, and then just sort of like in the race, there's nobody. It's me and Amy there too, just in the Grand Prix. So considering, Tom, I don't know when you're next back on, because we haven't sorted out the schedule yet. What are you going to be watching on Sunday in race day, and who are you personally thinking is going to catch your eye?
In terms of series I'm going to be watching on Sunday?
Yeah, all of it.
Oh, right. I might give Formula E a go this weekend. I'm excited for this F1 Grand Prix, to be honest with you, because I think, I think Verstappen obviously having a wonderful chance to make it yet another win, but it would also be nice to see Fernando Alonso getting onto the podium in his home race. I also want Ferrari to do a win at some point this season. I don't think it will happen here, but I'd like to see it. Also interesting to see the test tyres in this session, Josh.
Yeah. That could be why we... Have I frozen? No. That could be then why we are seeing the timing towers up in the commentary box showing blanked out runners. That's why I thought they were on the hards, but they're not, are they? They're on those pesky tyre compounds that we don't like. Good morning to the chat. It says, more excitement from Alonso fans this week with his current form. Says SHT. Dio Nat says, Spanish Grand Prix, cars, Spanish Grand Prix. Ryan says, no Isle of Man TT coverage. No, sadly not. I did ask, can we do anything with the Isle of Man? But I was told, no, we can't, because despite that as well, unless you're actually there, they will hunt you down, the BBC. With the BBC Radio, BBC Sport Northern Ireland, BBC Sport Radio as well, they always sort of lock it down. So sadly not as well, just quickly.
I'm starting to bounce as I go into the final corner.
Perez feeling some bouncing.
Perez having to bounce. Tell you what, I'm having to use my bus mix up to maximum volume today. So something's going on with the TV pictures. So yeah, no.
What do you mean that hunt you down?
Say again?
What do you mean that hunt you down?
The BBC basically told us no, and if we do anything with the Isle of Man coverage as well, they would hunt us. That they would extinguish the channel. Like they've got extreme copyright over that. Like I asked a number of people in the creatives and I said, yeah, I was spoke to this one fan as well. She said I was at the TT last year. I uploaded some footage, and because the trackside commentary from that little anchor was the BBC radio, they blocked her. And they blocked the
Was
video.
it due to our commentary, or was it if we'd used any of the BBC commentary?
I don't know. I didn't want to risk it either because it's quite tricky. So that's unfortunate. But I've got things with the Isle of Man. I've got ideas for it in the future. I'd love to do the TT. I really would. For 1 year, I would love to actually be on site and do the TT and to get some things done and have a little box there. Because actually, renting a commentary box for the TT on the different stages, not actually is that expensive as I thought. Ferrari now in the pits with Martin.
You see the flow, there's the green paint all over the rear wing. That's a paraffin-based liquid that sort of just dribbles and slides, of course, rather than flails off, as you might imagine water would. Again, that's both Ferraris then wanting to put new tyres on and spin their wheels out of their pit box to prepare that. So back to you until I want my money back, to be honest. There's hardly any cars come down the pit lane into the pits. Everything is just pounding round and round. Extraordinary. Back to you.
Cheers, Martin. Well, I suppose, Top, the reason that they're pounding round and round and round at the moment is because this is the first time we've been in a natural circuit since Bahrain, so they've put all their upgrades here. Now it's time to see how much we can actually get testing with them, see how much the cars have changed, and realistically as well, find out as well, get some free testing with these hours. So they're going to run maximum, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so important to get laps in, particularly on the prototype tyres, making sure Pirelli gets the data. But, well, actually, I think it's important to get the laps in the prototype tyres. It's important to get the laps in on the other tyres as well, so you make sure you're not making a hash of getting the data you need to get for this weekend.
And Josh, I've just seen your tweet coming in the YouTube chat. I'm fine, absolutely fine. Yeah, but even you're not in the commentary box nor the pit lane for the race. Or the qualifying session because you're at touring cars. It's one of the weekends where they, double up.
Yeah, about that.
Oh, you're
I'm
doing
fine.
Yes.
I'm absolutely fine.
What's happened with the touring car JSON file for OBS? Have you managed to get it sorted?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Everything's okay. Everything's fine.
Well, I might be able to take FP1s off your hands tomorrow, depending on what happens here, so that might be okay.
It's fine, but it's weird.
Well, you've got practice 1 and practice 2, hopefully tomorrow to sort it out. And then I can take everything as well.
Like, the flags, like, like how you do the green flag, the yellow flag, like them.
Yeah, you don't need those.
Don't I?
No, because the timing tower on the touring cars
that is true.
acts as its own flag system. It's only in F1 that we need that. For the time being.
Right, back to work I go.
Right, okay. Omi, 2 seconds. Verstappen. Okay, nothing from Verstappen. Omi, let's go over to you as well. You'll actually be in the commentary box for the F1 race, not just in the pit lane. You're up in the main box with me for that one. So, how are you finding this opening session? And then, of course, we'll get your camera on for FP2, and then you'll be back up here for the race on Sunday. So, 1, you're looking forward to it. 2, what are you looking for in this session?
Yeah, looking forward to it on Sunday. But yeah, in this session, it's really hard to tell currently with what's even going on. I'm just currently enjoying. We're obviously not having the chicane right at the end of the lap, so loving the cars making their way through. But yeah, I am really looking forward to Sunday. I'm just currently sitting back. Josh T, do you want to have a guess where I am?
Is he in bed?
You're in bed.
Yes. Okay.
The luxury of not
You
being on
have just
camera.
told 48 people who are watching and many people who will watch this back that you are in bed.
300 plus watching you right now as well, or listening in. Yeah, okay, well, that's going to be fun.
Moving on.
Yeah, maybe that's the beauty of radio as well, with Obi not being on cameras as well up here in the comms box. They've gone on a break as well, which means I've got to very quickly load up the T3
I
pictures.
found out
Go on.
that FOM, right, are counting Emilia Romagna as not applicable
So, why are they
as
saying...
a round.
So it did happen.
Yeah.
So this is
Really just
round...
been not classified.
Yeah. So this is round 8 of the championship, right?
According to FOM, yes.
But the FIA have stated that this is round 7.
Because it is round 7.
Yeah.
But FOM are counting Emilia Romagna as NA, not applicable.
Well, that means it doesn't count. Tom's right. So technically, this is...
Exactly.
Look, I know in my heart that this is round 7. The timing
It's
says...
weird.
Yeah. This is round 7 of the season. It's like when MotoGP cancelled the British Grand Prix, but we'd done practice. Did it count? Did it not count? What happened? And we were ducking back and forth massively as well. There's a huge draft coming from behind this commentary box. I don't know how, because I'm in the soundproofing. I've just put my hands behind my back, and it's
I know
massively
what
cold.
it is.
What is it?
It is my team, my squad hunting you down for the state of your OBS.
Yeah, but can I just point out, the OBS is only like that because there are so many files, and just trust me, I tried grouping them, and do you know what happens when you group them?
It messes it all up, yeah, I know.
Exactly, so I have no choice but to have them singular. And I
Anyway.
can't even rename them. Well, we're switching to 4K coverage next year anyway, so...
What?
Oh yeah, did I tell you?
No.
Yeah, so, yeah, next year 4K. Yeah. So we're out of 720p.
Get to see my
next year.
beautiful face in 4K, everyone.
Well, we're loading the new stuff as well, and we've been having... That's why we saw those graphics that you saw earlier. Our test, that delayed timing is what we want to have next year on the timing tower as well, so it'll all look a bit more professional. I know that Tom has been working on some OBS settings as well behind the scenes, so all is going to look good. Just quickly as well, where are we going? SHT says Ted and Lawrence Barretto are taking this weekend off as well. Is anyone actually here this weekend? It's the Spanish Grand Prix and nobody's turned up. Let's have a look. Amit says, can I see instead of listening to you? Unfortunately not. Because it's watch along. We can then do the track noise and the driver track and the timings. It's pretty much all we can do. Do you know, that's still...
There is,
Yeah, still gets me that to this day people will think that people would actually stream the TV pictures to YouTube.
I know.
There is one word
There's better
which will
places
answer
to do
this.
streams, trust me.
Yeah, go on.
There is one word which is very annoying, but we have to do it because we don't want to get banned. The word's copyright.
Yeah. We're pushing it with what we do. That's how close we get as well. But you've got the track noise, you've got the driver tracker. We're designed to be radio coverage, but then also as a alternative commentary companion piece. So it's like we're the best of both. Say you don't want to listen to Crofty or to anybody else in the world, you come shove on.
Or, in fact, you don't. I am...
Oh, here's Sam's
Verstappen.
radio.
Cars bouncing on the braking into 10 and in the last corner.
Okay, understood, thank you.
So that's what
Omi's
was
gonna
hap-
hate me for this.
Oh god.
It's watch along
Oh.
so that we don't find ourselves in any trouble of calling it radio.
Yeah.
It's a Zocon goes 7th for 117.126. It's if you don't want to listen to Crofty and or Alex Jakes, Omi's gonna hate me for that now.
Indeed. Brundle's in the pits. Brundle?
Let's have a look. Let's
Martin?
Ilbeam of Alpine there, trackside head of
Martin?
Trackside engineering.
Martin?
I think Martin's got Carlos Sainz in the pit lane now.
We have indeed. Keep an eye out for Charles Leclerc coming in as well. So he's obviously got to do a process before he switches it off. And there you can see the green flowers all over the back of it. Must take some cleaning off. So the different side pods then, they're much higher less scallop, and it's about downwash. It's about moving the ear down towards the under tray, and all of that flow viz there you can see actually running very nicely all the way through. And they've moved the radiator cooling gills from the side pod to the engine cover. So it's all about controlling the air, going to the back of the car and trying to energize the lower rear wing beam, and which works in tangent with the floor anyway. So but that was a healthy run. I mean, that's best part of half an hour. Carlos Sainz has been out there, and it'll be interesting to see. Anne and I were talking about, we think maybe 1 minute 12s in qualifying, which seems highly likely as they're already into the 1 minute 15s. We've also seen a different...
Martin, can I ask you, can you look to your right and just see Max come out and just let us know? We think he's just put on a brand new set of socks.
Okay,
Should be a
we're
couple of
going
garages
to have
down.
a look at that, because Max has also got a slightly different floor to the little pieces at the side that are obviously so key. I mean, if you got run over by one of these cars, you'd be chips coming out the back of it. They've got straights and cutaways and little sawtooth bits absolutely everywhere, and that's before they put on the aerodynamic grills that you were talking about early on. But certainly, I can't see them at the moment. I mean, they've got, obviously the blankets have got yellow marks around them, but we'll see what's underneath. But Perez has gone out on the brand new set of soft compound tyres, so you're about to see what they can do around here. And another aspect of this super high-speed element now, where with the changes in what is now turns 13 and 14, is will the tyres hang on? Will those soft tyres hang on for a complete lap and the torture that they get around here? But it's also taken away 2 traction zones, 2 lots of rear wheel spinning, which will help the tyres in that respect. They won't get heated sort of in turn 13 and down to the chicane that's disappeared, as it were. Yes, and it does look, you have to be careful because it's got
red.
So soft compound tyres then for Max Verstappen as well. They've gone out and done some long runs. Now they're going to see what they've got. Presumably they haven't put any extra fuel in, and to see. So it's quite different actually on the side of the floor underneath the side pod, but a different piece there on Verstappen's Red Bull. Back to you, Rach.
Cheers, Martin, down there in the pit lane as well. These are current times. Verstappen from Gasly, Perez, Ocon, Alonso, De Vries. He's disconnected. Sargent as well in 8th position. Quite good for them. Leclerc across the line, goes in 9th. And I think as well, Tom, looking at the new Ferrari, it is... People always say, oh, they've copied Red Bull. They haven't actually copied Red Bull. It's an interesting... We're looking at it now. They've kept sort of the Baby Bell section swoop, but at the front of these side pods are actually what has changed, haven't they? It's more sort of straight coming into the air intakes, isn't it?
I mean, read it.
Into the last corner, because I'm setting the car quite a bit.
Porpoising, when last? When last did we hear that word?
I think this final.
Yeah, I think Naomi needs to realise that she can't talk over radio. Go on, Tom.
Well, I think with the Charles Leclerc thing, it's like, oh, Ferrari is, we've copied Red Bull. Red Bull have got the fastest car, so that's the way you make a Formula 1 car fast at the moment, so I don't really see the problem with them copying it.
Yeah. There shouldn't really be any difference between it, so fingers crossed it'll stay there together. I saw F1 Jordan's Twitter saying that the pinnacle of motorsport is dead. I was literally screaming to myself saying, get over it, because it's not. I said it at the start of the year, and Omi, you're going to love this, I know you've been saying it a lot. Round 1, start of the race, I literally said it is evolution, not revolution. That's the name of 2023, and I know, Omi, you've been loving that one.
I have, yes. Also, can you hear me now? Because
I can.
I basically had a crash. Basically a full crash.
Oh, right.
And Omi's in the barrier and there's a red flag.
I was thinking, John, just put the yellows out. We've got it around here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. So yeah, Tom, it's all about evolution this year, and just great. I thought Perez had gone straight up there. I was expecting him to turn into the chicane. That's going to take some getting used to again. I thought he'd gone straight on. But yeah, it's all about now this year just tweaking the cars and the big upgrade's coming in 2026, but that's still 3 years worth that you've got to focus on.
Oh,
He's crashed again. Go on.
Yeah, and even in 2026, the cars aren't drastically changing. They're just introducing new engine regs. So you know, even from that perspective, I mean, obviously, I'm sure the cars will have to be built around those new engine regs. But you know, at the end of the day, it is still just tweaking at this stage. Verstappen is on a purple first sector. He's on the C. Well, I was going to say C5 tyres. Go back to testing. Then he's on the soft tyres anyway.
C3s.
Whatever they are this weekend, C3. And well, it looks like a pretty nice lap.
He's pushing hard as he comes out. Now into the last corner. Oh, it's beautiful to see it back. Get rid of that chicane, pave it over. Nobody ever needs to use that again. As they come back, and Verstappen a 1:14.606. This is the fastest times we've ever seen in Barcelona, ever. The most comparable, as I said earlier, was back in 2003 with Michael Schumacher. That was a 1:17. Now we're doing 1:14. Tom, in qualifying, could we see the unthinkable? A 1:11.9 maybe in quali?
Maybe just about. I don't think we'd see any less than that, but maybe 1:11 might just be pole time here. I mean, 3 seconds of a drop off, or 3 seconds of a gain from practice 1 to qualifying is pretty incredible if that were to happen.
What are you thinking now? I'm now starting to think maybe a 12.8 could be the pole time. That's something I'm thinking of in my mind now. I'm hoping we'll get to the... Although it could be wet. The rain's predicted tomorrow, isn't it? So that could be a factor. What if I can... Oh, I'll just pan the camera around. Hang on, they changed the gravel trap at the last corner. Have they changed the gravel trap at that last corner? I think they have. It looks a bit bigger. Josh, you've got the race director's notes open, I know that as well. Have they changed the last corner? Omi, you can check it too.
you're gonna make me get the docks up, aren't you?
Well, it just looks a little bit wider to me, and I'm slightly worried because there's a fantastic go-kart track that is really tight on the inside that we talked about, I think, a couple of weeks ago in the ERC.
Oh, not version 1, they've already got version 2 out.
We need that helicopter camera more often as well. This is where I wish I was on site. I could just hop over and have a look, because what you do is, to get from the paddock to the commentary boxes, you go underneath in a nice little tunnel underneath the track as well. So you come out of the paddock area, you go underneath 3 flights of stairs down, then along a long underground corridor, back up. It's lovely and air conditioned in there. Up, and then when you come out, it's just behind the main grandstand. So then you go up into the commentary box stands as well, all from one little area. But it does a quite.
Lewis lap time 1:18.1, Joey.
Oh,
it's
gone. It's not there. I just in a helicopter angle. The little go-kart track's not there. I don't think the area's been taken away, but I think the go-kart track's not there this weekend.
It's on here. Nothing. It's turned 14 the last corner, right?
Yeah, New Holland.
Yeah, nothing there. Just like the new layout, of course.
Right.
The removal of temporary curbs at turn 1 apex, turn 2 apex and run-off area, turn 4 exit, turn 5 apex, turn 7 apex, turn 9 apex and exit, and turn 12 apex, and then turn 12 left-hand side white line extended up to 30 centimeters width. So nothing about turn 14 except the new layout.
Okay, that's good then. So hopefully that go-kart track will be back soon as we look at Ocon. Got asked to have a look at the times. Verstappen 1:14.606. Perez. Also, where's Lewis's time? Lewis is a 1:18.192 down in 18th position, but has not yet run a full tyre. He's done 8 laps on medium, and now he's done 8 laps on the Pirelli test tyres. As Ocon flings it into the last corner.
Bit of a snap.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't go round. I'm expecting somebody to crash there this weekend, though, because it's such a fast double corner. Someone's going to crash, because I can't not see it. We just saw Ocon snap, so we'll have something. I'm not obviously praying for an accident. I'm just thinking someone's going to go off theirs. Charles Leclerc probably will be the one to do it, because he crashes every other weekend anyway these days in the Ferrari.
We're getting somewhere.
OBS.
Maybe.
Well, the good thing is that by the miracle, you might be able to have practice 1 and 2 to get everything else set up. But
Well,
ready for quali.
I've kind of accidentally might have set it up at 100% zoom, not 80% zoom.
Well, if it's working, it's working. Hey,
It does work.
Do it. Works. Josh will have... Although, also, Josh, I might be able to share the pictures for the touring car qualifying, including the audio that we need.
Yeah, because
because you haven't got the cable, I know.
all of the viewers don't know, but there used to be a laptop here. There isn't a laptop here
What happened?
anymore. We don't talk about it. Esteban Ocon through
Seriously,
turn 13.
I
This
did-
is the final corner.
Nobody knows how that cracked.
Yeah, literally, the only thing that has been anywhere near it is tablets. When I put it on top of the lid, right? I put tablets on top of the lid, and then I opened it again, and then it was cracked. How can it? No way was it tablets.
No, that's something that's gone wrong, isn't it? That's really bizarre, actually.
Josh said it was a ghost, which
I
there's a
said
bit of
ghost.
debris there, but that's if it was in your setup, then maybe, but here, meh.
Damn, look at that helicopter getting nice and low, and here's the angle for it as well. Look at that, the grandstand is packed, and I've been in that grandstand as well. It's absolutely a brilliant sight, and the echo you get is unbelievable. Definitely take earplugs. I made that mistake of not wearing earplugs. I didn't make that mistake after that. Jess says, afternoon all. Go on, say again.
I didn't wear earplugs at Donington. That was quite fine.
Yeah, but with the F1 cars, it's surprising you do need them after a while.
Touring cars are very loud as well.
Touring cars, I had this headset with me, the one I'm wearing now, and that was a godsend because I could hear. Oh, the microphone was brilliant because I could hear because we used FaceTime that day. This time, of course, would use Discord and would do it all via Discord and everything. So yeah, but yeah, it was absolutely fantastic as well because.
By the way,
it was ear deafening. It's gone.
One of the worst days of my life, quite comfortably, Donington Park.
Really?
It was horrible. Well, no, I really enjoyed the British GT, and to be honest with you, I quite enjoyed sitting there watching the racing going on. But
Was
I'm
it the
walking through-
weather?
No, not even that. I'm walking through the Janetta Junior paddock, seeing people my age dressing up to go racing. It was like being so close to everything you've ever wanted, but you're just not there. You're just walking through as a fan, watching these people that are your age doing what you want to be doing. It was a joke, Josh. It was an absolute joke.
I can imagine. Any chance you would be there in the future?
No, it's like 60 grand a season for Janetta Juniors.
Janettas they were on the Toke support, and everyone was so gutted when they announced they were leaving the Toke support.
Everyone loves
package.
Janettas. I love the Janettas.
Yeah, but they do some amazing racing, the Janettas.
Yeah, but
I didn't enjoy it, to be honest. I didn't enjoy watching them race.
Tom, if you get a racing license, which I don't know if you have or not already.
No, I don't.
No. If we get some racing licenses together, because I had one, I need to get it sorted. But still, if we get ours all sorted, we could go racing. We could enter historics. Yeah.
I am probably doing some form of cars, not next year, but the year after. So we'll wait and see. But it's just frustrating. You're just sitting there and you're seeing these genetic drivers getting all briefed and ready to go. Like, they're your age, and it's like you just don't have the budget. It's frustrating. Well, no, on all seriousness, I enjoyed the day. It was a good day out.
I met Martin Haven at Donington in the paddock as well, and Martin Haven is a really tall chap, and I had to crack my neck to speak to him as well. And there's a photo of me. There's a photo of me and him in the paddock as well. I look ridiculous. I look short. I look literally. I'm quite. Well, I'm not thin, but I'm quite normal built and quite tall as well. But next to him, I look like I was a Sontaran.
He's not on the Eurosport commentary for Le Mans this year.
He's on the night shift. From what I understand, the Eurosport team are taking us through the normal, and then in the evening they're switching over to the World Field with Martin Haven. So he is on the commentary, but you've got to wait till the night shift.
That's made my day.
I know, because I love Martin Haven on
He's one of my
World
favourite pundits. My only criticism, and I don't think this is his doing, I think this is something that they've been encouraged to do by
Yeah.
the powers that be. I hate in the WEC coverage, every time a woman driver is doing well, they make the point of saying that she is there on merit. And they really, really
Gets on my nerves too,
emphasise it. And it gets on my nerves because, it was okay the first time, but it's been happening various...
I know, I've picked up on that as well.
Various
Yeah.
different ladies for 3-4 years now, and it does annoy me. But other than that, their commentary is fantastic.
I mean, I must admit, I think I've heard that with the new Formula E and that lot, Ben Edwards is taking over for the remaining 7 races. He'll be on tomorrow for Jakarta. But I understand that Martin Haber might be in a run for it to take
That
over.
would also be, that would also be quite good.
Although I'm not saying anything, but of course I've made inquiries. Mark Preston may have got an email, and Mark Preston may have replied to that email, and Mark Preston may now be asking the TV director what the situation is. So I'm doing my best, but also I put a tweet out yesterday, and I was talking to Matt White. Matt White, of course, runs the A1GP history account, and is very well in as well with things like that. And I said to him,
US Ren, Matt White, or
yes, yeah, US Reds, yeah. And I said to him, I really want to do the commentary on A1GP, the revival. Like, I really want to do the commentary for that. A1GP is a series I absolutely adore. And I said, let's get me and you on the commentary team for it as well. And Matt is, we're going to start poking some bears ahead of it all as well. And hopefully we'll get involved. But that's December 2024 anyway. Right now there's a Formula E seat up for grabs in January 2024. That's the current thing, whenever the next season is as well. Sainz then, on the lap time. Verstappen and Perez, 1-2. Zhou 3rd. Bottas 4th. Magnussen 5th. Yeah. Literally, it's like piranhas circulating right now as well. It's like you could smell. There's commentary jobs available, so everyone just sort of goes, woof, and goes for it. Here's Martin.
See what you did there?
Yeah, sorry. Wasn't
Aston
deliberate at all.
Martin and a stroll to the Lance Stroll's car. Yep. They're running 2 slightly different front wings here at Aston Martin, but the same on each car, but they've got 2 available to them. I'll show you them in a minute. As he clunked into first gear, car jumps a bit, and then off he goes. The pit lane's actually quite dusty. So here's some we made earlier down here. A few million quid's worth of carbon fibre and wings and what have you just sitting around. We've got some Alfa Romeo ones down there as well, but such is the small, in fact one of them, it's actually now disappeared and gone on to Fernando Alonso's car. Basically they've taken that out and filled it in and changed the shape of the upper element of the front wing. We can probably see that on Alonso's. Oh, somebody's trying to get in now. Here it is. It's back again. So they were just checking it when it came in to make sure there are no cracks in it and no damage, because it's a massive piece of carbon fibre. But you can see down there where they are just literally filled in the days of cost cap in Formula One. That's what you have to do with your front wings: repair them, change them, and finesse them. And I believe you've got some drivers out there on fast laps. So back to you, Rach.
Great stuff. Thank you very much.
That's incredible to see the Aston Martin front wing as well there from Martin Brundle in the pit lane for this first session, as Sainz does a 1:15.726 as well, puts up into 3rd place on those soft compound tyres as well. As we take a look, this is Sainz 3rd, Tom, I think going wide at the last 2 corners. Yeah, putting a wheel on the grass. Whoa.
Oh, steady on. It's a bit nervy, isn't it, that one? But he's okay. He's got the car. Well, he didn't even have to stop the car. He was just able to keep going through into turn 14.
I don't know if
he got nervous on the curb, Josh.
Yeah. Yeah, you're the driver expert here. You can tell us.
Well, person who waffles and tries to sound right.
driver expert, as it comes through. For Omi, I'm sorry to say, Kieran's not available. He's at Brands Hatch this weekend. He's not, but he says hopefully I can join in a future race. So no Kieran, unfortunately, Omi. So it might just be me and you for the race on Sunday.
No worries.
That was another thing about Donington. I was watching the British GT and it was 2 hours long. And don't get me wrong, it's very impressive to see GT cars going around Donington Park, and I did genuinely like it. But there was no screens.
No,
and
there isn't.
the car was too loud to hear the trackside commentator. So it wasn't actually like watching a race. It was actually got a bit boring in the end because it was watching two cars go by, a minute later checking the gap. It was not the nicest of experiences.
I know what you mean, because
Did you not have a radio?
yeah, I usually take.
I wasn't paying. I morally, Josh, I was not paying £12 to go and buy a radio because because they can't turn up their PA. Because the PA could be turned up. It was purposely quiet so that you had to go and buy a radio.
Okay, Tom, why didn't you just use your phone, go on the TSL timing website and hit the commentary play and have some earphones in to hear the commentary?
Because that would have been delayed.
Right. 'Cause I know the touring cars the touring cars isn't actually delayed, is it? On the TSL timing it is, but if you go to the BTCC website, there is I think TV.
The Freeze third, 115.504.
Still second off in the pairs, but it's a Honda 123 engine supplier. That's quite good to get the ball. Actually, De Vries isn't that far off Perez, so I retract that statement.
I need to get my radio because I've got one, but it was before they changed it to like 88.3.
Oh yeah.
So it's still set on 87.7. So I need to change it over. I mean, I have one because I go trackside of massive tweets from Lance Stroll, but I go trackside a lot, so it's useful for me.
I'm now more hopeful than ever that I might actually get trackside for Scotland for the British Touring Car Championship there at Knockhill. I am more hopeful than I've ever been with the fact is that the money's actually there, and then after, because it's what, August? It's August, isn't it? Yeah. So that is June and July as well, but that's technically it's only June's. Oh no, and July's money actually. So that's 2 months where one of them we have Le Mans and one of them we've got everything on as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, the monetization keeps going through as well.
You're gonna make me go up to Knockhill, aren't you?
Actually, possibly yes, but I think it'd be easier for you to stay in the commentary box just because I'll be trackside.
That is true.
So, because then if we both fail, we just leave that leaves Megan, which she'll probably slaughter us for, because that almost happened at Snetterton as well.
I mean, if I was to go to Knockhill, then go to if I was to go to Knockhill with you and like everything fail, and it's just Megan, then and then when I come to the commentary box like 3 weeks after, that would be my last day on this planet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Megan would literally just. Oh, hang on. Who's walking to the back of the commentary box? Oh, it's David. Hello. I don't know. Actually, I was actually just replying. I was just replying as well. Let's go over to Strollers across the lap time as well.
I'm a big fan of that. It creates a definite edge to the track. And it's one, like the last corner as well, you have to respect it. It completely changes the psychology from within the car when you stare at a gravel trap rather than a sea of tarmac runoff.
Would you put gravel traps around in Austria?
Yeah, well they did, didn't they?
They did on that last corner.
Sorry about that. Yeah, as I was saying, what was I saying? Yeah, so actually, Josh, I'm actually quite looking forward to when you get to this commentary box, because you can actually see how busy it actually is and how much things I stick up on the wall in the commentary box as well. So yeah, it should be fun. Although, do you have, I don't know, three of us. Well, actually, no. It'd be me, Megan, and you probably in the commentary box. Wouldn't it? So that's three of us in this box. Then plus whoever's joining us via Discord. It's going to be quite fun. Dear Nats, what does Dear Nats says as well? Science just completely dying on track limits. Oh, right, Fossil. This track gives me Kota vibes. Planning Europe in 2 years and this race on Le Mans within a week of each other. Cool. Yeah, this track and Le Mans, do that. You will not regret it. This circuit in Barcelona, it's fantastic. It's in the industrial estate area as well, but accommodation's easy to get to as well. Great cities. Girona's half an hour up on the train as well. Beautiful old city with some fantastic atmosphere. Barcelona, half an hour in the other direction as well. Train line straight through to the track as well, all the way through. Much better train system than the UK as well. Honestly, this race is one to do. And also, they do some fantastic chicken burgers that I really want as well. As they come through, and as I said your PayPal, maybe we could help. To be honest with you, you said that, and it's just got me thinking actually that I have actually just set up a PayPal account because one of the people I did commentary for, that's how they're going to pay me when we get it through. I think you know that one, Tom, as well. It's the one that Ed does as well, the endurance thing.
Oh yes,
that one.
Yeah, with EES with
that's the one.
Marriott.
Yes. Not that I've received anything yet. just to let you know.
No, he will pay you.
I know he will. Yeah.
He's very reliable.
Oh no, I love him. He's a great man.
This mode is terrible. This clipping everywhere in the beginning of the lap.
This mode is terrible. There's clipping everywhere at the beginning of the lap, so the car's changing around. That is on board. That was Verstappen's radio as we were finishing Russell's lap time. Yeah, Matteo's fantastic as well. He's got a great commentator as well. He's an Italian, isn't he? So the Italian commentary he does on some of the broadcasts as well. Oh my God, is he fantastic! Honestly, I love hearing it as well, and I've picked up a little bit of Italian. Oh, look at that! Rain clouds above turn 2 and 3. That is not the best sight to see because when it rains here, it's biblical. It's a bit like Malaysia actually, with the hotter climate. So when it rains, it really does bucket it down. And when I was there in 2019, they had a drought, and it was the hottest February on record as well. And when we left with suntans and boiling and hot and everything, and when we came back to good old Blighty, we landed in a thunderstorm, had to stop on the runway and run to our bus when it was dark. To be honest with you, I was quite depressed to come home. I had a miserable... Now, day one of testing, I was absolutely miserable after we finished on air because we had to go out by the FOM, by FOM. And that made me feel really miserable. Day 2, I was depressed and anything. Day 3 and 4, I was bouncing back up as well. Met Ted Kravitz, and I was really enjoying it. And then I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to come home, actually. That's how much you'll love Barcelona. I love this circuit as well. That, and I nearly died here as well by having to fall from the top of the commentary box to the next floor down as well, with a massive drop in between as well. I love telling that story. Anyway, what were we saying? I've forgotten. I got distracted as I hear from Ocon.
Clouds threatening or not? Nothing on the radar at the moment coming at us. There's weather fronts around, but nothing coming for us at the moment.
I love what White Fossil. Maybe in a couple of years I will learn enough to post on YouTube. It would be nice to yell at JVM. Laughing face. Yeah. It keeps ringing, yeah. Sunday rain, all looking good. Just doing that. Yeah, it looks like it. Share the schematic. All I need is an electric scooter and we'll get along just fine. Design my own because wife loves to travel. Oh, wow! That is great. Wife says, I don't trust any forecasters. They have been correct 0% of the time in my area. Yeah, but last weekend we got told, didn't we? I think it was Brad by saying stop scaremongering with the rain and that lot and just stop making it all excitement. And so we said the rain is coming. What happened? It rained at Monaco. Did it change anything?
Nine times out of 10 it doesn't rain.
Yes.
That was another thing that made me laugh. There was a gentleman standing in front of me at Donington Park who had the Formula 1 on his laptop watching the race. And I thought, you've come to watch one series just to sit on your laptop and watch another. I mean...
I know, that's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, this is why I only go to race weekends when nothing else is on. because, as I said to you, I can't bear missing. I am going to be in such a state tomorrow morning when I have to miss Formula 3. Like, I'm going to hate it. I know I am. Because, yeah, go on.
Yeah, well, I left early from Donington to go and watch IndyCar, to be honest. Well, I say left early. There was 2 races left on like a packed schedule. I didn't really care about them, so.
No. Saying that though, Tom, you didn't turn up in the commentary box. We were all expecting you.
Well, in fairness though, Josh, I did say I would be watching it with them.
You did. And there was 8 of us in the end.
Yeah,
box.
exactly.
Those rain clouds coming. Also, another thing, it just reminded me about that picture there we just saw with the mountains in the background. No matter where you are in Spain, no matter where, honestly, I was in Barcelona, I was in Montmello where we are here for the circuit, I was in Girona as well, and the airport. No matter where you are, no matter where you look, it is a bit claustrophobic because you feel like you're in a bowl. Because there is mountains 360 around you, all the way. And it does feel like you're in a bowl. It really does. And it was a weird feeling, but honestly, no matter where you look, in Barcelona, there is a mountain. There was even a mountain in the sea when I was in the sea as well. Great merchandise stalls down there at the end of what's the street called?
Yeah.
I can't remember the street name. La Basta? Something like that? Yeah, go on, Josh T.
You know how you said browser sources weren't working?
I just don't use them. Why?
The driver tracker's working on a browser source, which makes it 10 times easier.
Oh, I didn't know that. That does make it 10 times easier. I'll have to sort that out then later, because I have to use HDMI. That's why the comment box.
Because on my driver tracker, if I do it through a window capture, the numbers are really small. But if I do it on a browser capture, it's massive.
Oh, okay. I'll get that sorted then. Ready for touring car? Yeah, Tom. I couldn't work out when you're commentating on a MotoGP race, but I know it's sometime, isn't it, this year?
Yeah, sometime soon. I don't know when. I'm quite excited, to be honest, but yeah, have to figure all of that out.
I don't know if it's Le Mans next week because we're doing. I can't remember if the sprint race clashes with everything.
I hope not, because I try to sort of clear my schedule for Le Mans, so I just watch Le Mans.
Yeah. I know I'll be missing 45 minutes of Le Mans to cover the MotoGP, which is fine, because I'll just leave Megan, Tom, Jess, Josh, Omi, Synthal, Richie, everybody else in the box taking over. The real challenge is the night shift.
I am happy to be on for the entire thing with you, Josh, to be honest.
Okay, fantastic. We'll keep each other awake. And then we'll be...
I'd sort of planned to do the night shift anyway, because I thought, well, I'll be up anyway.
That's good. That's good. Good. We'll let you get some sleep now. I'm going to be... This would be... How many years have I've watched Le Mans since 2004, but I've always had a nap. This, I believe, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23... This would be my 8th Le Mans non-stop.
I will go for a nap. I always do. It depends year on year whether it's an hour or 6 hours.
I will be awake the whole time. And by the way, I think because we're monetized now, you can't edit anything over 6 hours in length on the YouTube stream. So I think the race is going to be in 4 parts.
I think it's 8 hours, because normally we do 3 parts for our 24-hour races.
Oh, so you can edit after 8? Oh, it might be 3 parts then.
I think so. Yeah, because I just know that when we've done 24s for esports, it's always 3 parts.
Alright, well, it'll be in 3 parts then. But you won't have to move anything, because when you're watching, as soon as one stream ends, you'll automatically be redirected to the next part, which is a brand new feature that YouTube it launched this year as well. So you don't have to miss a thing. You'll be automatically moved over to the next one as well. Just a reminder that as the checker flag comes out to end this session as well, in half an hour's time, you can go on the Grid Network and watch their Women in Motorsport show as well, as Pierre Gasly up the inside and touches the side of Logan Sargent at turn 10.
Me and Gasly touched.
Yep, just the tips of the wing though, nothing else, as they're getting through turn 10. So Verstappen ends the session. A pretty uneventful session, to be fair. No yellows, no reds. Everyone's been out there pounding in the lap times. 30 laps for Verstappen and Perez. Ocon's done 27. De Vries has done 26. Gasly 25. Alonso 23. Magnussen 21. Leclerc 26, same as Sainz. Russell's done 30. Norris 23. Hamilton 28. Zhou 23. Tsunoda 26. Stroll 23. Stroll 24. Bottas 22. Piastri 25. Hülkenberg 26. Sargent 28. And Albon 27. Tom, how do you read that then? Gasly a bit overzealous?
Yeah, maybe. Just going for a bit of a dive on the inside, wasn't he? And space wasn't really there for him. So probably how you'd assess that. But overall, a pretty nice session. Everyone setting a lap time on the soft tyres as well. So there's that's interesting to see in itself. Maybe it's going to be a soft tyres sort of race.
I hope so. Make it more exciting for us up here in the comments box as well. Just a reminder, the first driver that was out on the track was Fernando Alonso, and the first driver to take the checkered flag was Fernando Alonso as well. So first out, first in, as the rain clouds gather over the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Jos, the boss, Verstappen, watching on, Formula 1 driver, and scary man in the paddock, watching on as well. Nick De Vries coming up to line up on the grid to do a practice start. It is getting a bit darker out there, Josh, isn't it? What's the weather forecast saying?
Cloudy
So not
this
rain.
afternoon for FP2, but I don't believe that. We're British, we know what the weather looks like.
Yeah.
If anybody knows what the weather's going to do, it's the British. So I can say it's gonna rain today if it's in F2 quali, if it's in F1 FP3, if it's in F3 quali. If it doesn't, I'll eat my hat.
What I love about this place is that all you don't need all these high-tech weather systems. Just take a British person and ask him, would you take a brolly with you? To which point I would say, yes, I would. He says that holding an umbrella. For those of you listening on the radio.
Just don't let Megan anywhere near you with that umbrella, Josh.
Yeah, but like John Steed's fencing as well. And we're both fencers, actually, me and Megan. We've both taken fencing classes and have won trophies for them as well. Okay, let's get the thoughts of it. Oh, never mind. Let's get the results from this session then. Pretty much how we'll stand. Apparently nobody was anywhere. That was an interesting session. Well done, everybody. Don't need to do anything else, it seems. Ah, there we go. So, practice 1 sees Max Verstappen fastest with Sergio Perez second. Esteban Ocon is third. Nick De Vries is in fourth. Pierre Gasly is fifth. Fernando Alonso sixth. Kevin Magnussen seventh. Charles Leclerc eighth. Carlos Sainz ninth. And George Russell rounds out the top 10. Lando Norris is in 11th. Then it's Lewis Hamilton 12th. Zhou Guanyu 13th. 14th for Tsunoda. 15th for Lance Stroll. 16th Valtteri Bottas, 17th Oscar Piastri, 18th Nico Hülkenberg, 19th Logan Sargent, 20th for Alexander Albon as well. Thoughts of the team? Tom, what did you make of practice 1 and going into the rest of the weekend?
Well, Red Bull are looking very good, aren't they? As they usually are. Perez, I think the gap to Verstappen from Perez was the same as P16, according to Tommy Bellingham on Twitter. It's Bellingham, isn't it?
Yeah. Tom Bellingham.
Yeah, there you go. Tom Bellingham, yeah, there's the one. So yeah, that's interesting. It bodes very well for Red Bull. Not so well for Sergio Perez. So bodes very well for Max Verstappen. Haven't seen Alonso. He's been particularly quiet this session.
That's always a dangerous word to say. Josh, what about you?
Yep, it's been quite uneventful, this practice session. Hopefully there's not too much chaos, but a little bit more action in Practice 2, which is coming up later on today. And before that, F3 and F2 quali.
Absolutely. Omi, in the pits, what have you made of FP1?
Very quiet, very quiet. I think it's gonna have a bit more chaos though in FP2 and FP3. I am expecting maybe a crash right at the final corner if someone decides to snap this straight up into the gravel. So we could be seeing a bit of that. But yeah, looking forward to F2 and F2 quali. But for F1, it'll be interesting to see what happens in FP2.
Thanks, guys, for your company. We'll be back then shortly, all set for the Formula 3 qualifying, then the Formula 2 before FP2 rounds us out here today. My thanks to Tom, my thanks to Josh, my thanks to Omi in the pits. We'll be back in around about 20 minutes' time. Bye-bye.